You've counted every calorie, tried new workouts, even said no to dessert, but that stubborn belly just won't go away. What if I told you the real problem isn't your willpower, it's your liver quietly crying for help? Today, I'm going to show you 7 silent signs that your liver might be struggling. And at the end, you'll get a simple 7-day plan to start turning things around. No scare tactics, no magic pills, just real science made practical for everyday life. If someone had told me this years ago, I would have saved so much time, money, and frustration. Stick with me, because once you understand these signs, everything starts to make sense, and your results finally start showing up. When most people hear fatty liver, they think alcohol. But here's what surprised me. The most common type today has nothing to do with drinking. It's called MASLD, Metabolic Dysfunction Associated Steatotic Liver Disease. Sounds complicated, but it's really simple. It means our daily habits, what we drink, how often we snack, how well we sleep, can quietly fill our liver with fat. The tricky part? It's mostly silent. No sharp pain, no fever, nothing that screams, "Hey, there's a problem here." Meanwhile, your metabolism starts getting out of tune. Think of your liver like the conductor of your body's energy orchestra. It decides how fuel gets stored, released, and packaged. When it's crowded with fat, it becomes sluggish at handling the sugar and fats in your blood. The result? Your body starts parking more energy around your waist, and even good diets feel like they don't work. That stubborn belly isn't just about how you look. It's your body's way of telling you that the conductor is tired of playing solo while the rest of the band is out of rhythm. Here's why this matters. A tired liver can push up your triglycerides, make insulin work harder, and leave you feeling sleepy after meals. You might still have normal lab results for a while, which is exactly why so many people miss this early stage. But if you know what to look for, you can step in sooner with simple changes that lighten your liver's workload, get your metabolism back in rhythm, and finally make your efforts count. So here's our plan. I'll walk you through 7 quiet clues your body might already be giving you. None of them is a diagnosis on its own, but together they paint a pattern. If you recognize yourself in several of them, the 7-day starter plan at the end will help you test, safely and practically, whether your liver needed that extra support all along. The first silent sign is the post-meal energy crash. You finish lunch, and within 30 to 60 minutes, your energy falls off a cliff. Heavy eyelids, brain fog, that overwhelming urge to take a nap. Sound familiar? That's not just getting older or a lazy afternoon. It's your metabolism saying, "Whoa, that was a lot of work." When your liver is already packed with fat, it struggles to handle the sugar and fat rush that follows a typical meal, especially one with sweet drinks or refined carbs. Instead of smoothly managing the traffic, your liver slows down, insulin has to work overtime, and your brain temporarily runs low on steady fuel. The result is that crash you feel. Notice how predictable it is. Big pasta lunch? Crash. Sweet coffee and a muffin? Crash. Even a large, healthy smoothie can trigger it if it's mostly fruit and yogurt. You might also feel a subtle tightness in your waistband, a bloated belly, or the need for another caffeine hit to push through the slump. Here's a simple test you can try. Pay attention for 1 week. After which meals do you crash? What'd you drink? The patterns will help you fix the right things later in our plan. The second silent sign is the harder, expanding waist. You step into your favorite jeans and the waistband feels tighter than last month. But this isn't just soft or fat under the skin. It's a firmer, rounder belly that sits like a ring around your midsection.
That shape matters. It points to visceral fat, the kind that builds up around your organs, including your liver. This often shows up before the scale starts screaming for attention. Think of it as your body's overflow parking. When your liver is already crowded, excess energy gets stored nearby. People often blame age or a few indulgent weekends, but a steadily growing waist, even with similar body weight, can be your quiet meter of metabolic stress. Here's a reality check. Notice how your clothes fit throughout the day. Do you need to loosen your belt after lunch? Do you feel pressure when you sit, like your belly is gently pushing up under your ribs? That post-meal tightness is common when the liver struggles to clear incoming fuel and fluid shifts make the midsection feel fuller. This isn't about shame, it's about signals. A growing waist can show up before changes in blood sugar, cholesterol, or blood pressure. Keep an eye on it for the next week using the same clothes, same time of day, same posture. If the trend is up, your liver is asking for lighter traffic. And the good news is, you'll learn how to deliver that relief soon. The third silent sign is triglycerides that keep creeping up. Your doctor mentions it in passing. Triglycerides are a little high, let's keep watching it, and you move on. But triglycerides are basically fat in your bloodstream. When they keep drifting upward, it's a quiet hint that your liver is packaging and shipping out more fat than it should. This often happens when your daily fuel mix leans heavy on sweet drinks, refined carbs, frequent snacking, or late-night eating. Your liver takes the overflow and ships it out as fat-rich particles. Over time, that steady drizzle can turn into a metabolic weather pattern you feel as stubborn belly fat and post-meal crashes. You don't need perfect numbers to see the pattern. Look at your last few lab reports side by side. Are triglycerides trending up, even if they're still in the normal range? Do they spike after holidays or a stretch of sweet coffees and takeout? Paired with low energy after meals and a tightening waistband, rising triglycerides are like the dashboard light saying, hey, the fuel system is running rich. Another tell? When triglycerides rise, HDL, or good cholesterol, often drifts down, a common combo in insulin resistance and fatty liver. What makes this so useful is that it's actionable. You can nudge triglycerides down pretty quickly by cutting liquid sugar, spacing meals with a simple 12-14-hour overnight break, and building plates around protein, fiber, and minimally processed fats. Many people see a measurable change in just a few weeks, not because they hacked cholesterol, but because they lightened your liver's workload. The fourth silent sign is the always bloated feeling. A little fullness after a big meal is normal, but if you feel puffy, gassy, or tight most days, especially after sweet drinks, big smoothies, or healthy granola bowls, it's a quiet clue that your fuel mix is hitting your system too fast. Sweet drinks and refined carbs rush through digestion. Your liver has to process that incoming wave, and if it's already overloaded, you'll notice the aftermath is bloat, pressure under your ribs, or waistband that gets tighter through the day. Add carbonated drinks, sugar alcohols, or highly processed snacks, and you've got a perfect storm for discomfort. Here's a simple test you can run this week. Keep a 3-column note after lunch and dinner. Write down what you ate and drank, how many minutes until you felt bloated, and how long it lasted. Patterns jump out quickly. For many people, the biggest troublemakers are liquid calories, like juice, sweet coffee drinks, and soda, low-fat processed foods with extra sugar, and eating too fast, barely chewing, finishing in 5 minutes. Even foods that should help, like fiber, can backfire if you add a lot all at once. If you're ramping up fiber, do it gradually.
Chew thoroughly and pair it with water and protein so the release is slower and kinder to your system. Another overlooked factor is salt and hydration timing. If late-night snacks or a salty takeout lead to next morning puffiness, that's fluid balance speaking. Try anchoring your water earlier in the day and keeping late eating simple and light. Also keep an eye on sugar alcohols in protein bars or keto snacks and sugar-free treats. Great on labels, not always great for your gut. If bloat clusters with the post-meal crash and that firm expanding waist, you're not just sensitive. Your traffic manager, the liver, is asking for calmer roads. The fifth silent sign is blood pressure that's a little high too often. It doesn't have to be sky high to matter. Maybe your doctor says, let's keep watching it, or your home monitor shows numbers creeping up, especially after heavy meals, poor sleep, or a salty takeout night. That pattern, a little high, a little too often, pairs surprisingly well with fatty liver and insulin resistance. Why? When your liver is overloaded, your body tends to hold on to more fluid and sodium. Blood vessels respond less flexibly, and the same meal that makes you sleepy can also nudge pressure upward for hours. Watch the context around your readings. Did you have a sweet coffee drink, a late snacky dinner, or a night of choppy sleep? Do morning numbers look better than evening ones? Many people notice that borderline days line up with liquid sugar, processed snacks, and short sleep, the very inputs that strain the liver. If you're tracking at home, take 2 readings 1 minute apart while seated with feet on the floor. Write down what you ate, drank, and how you slept. You're not diagnosing yourself, you're mapping triggers. Another quiet giveaway: pressure improves on days you walk after lunch, eat a protein-forward plate, or keep dinner earlier and simpler. Small levers move big systems. Remember, a single number doesn't define you, but a trend does tell a story, and when that story includes post-meal crashes, affirming waist, and rising triglycerides, your blood pressure isn't misbehaving on its own. It's part of the same orchestra playing slightly out of tune. The 6th silent sign is poor sleep and loud snoring. You go to bed, log 7 or 8 hours, and still wake up exhausted. Maybe your partner says you snore loudly, or you notice nighttime bathroom trips, dry mouth in the morning, or headaches when you wake up. That pattern, rest that doesn't restore, is a quiet clue that your metabolic system is under strain. When sleep is broken or oxygen dips during the night, your body releases more stress signals. Insulin becomes less effective the next day, and your liver faces a tougher job managing fuel. The result is the same loop you felt: post-meal crashes, a firmer waist, rising triglycerides, and blood pressure that runs a little high too often. You don't need fancy equipment to see hints. If you track sleep with a watch or phone, look for short sleep efficiency, frequent awakenings, or unusually low, deep sleep on nights after late, heavy dinners, alcohol, or sweet coffee drinks. Many people also notice louder snoring and worse sleep when they eat within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime, especially if the meal was big, salty, or high in refined carbs. Try flipping the script for a few nights. Earlier, simpler dinner, a 10-20 minute walk after eating, caffeine cut after early afternoon, and screens dimmed for the last hour. Even without gadgets, you'll feel the difference in morning clarity and steadier energy. This isn't a diagnosis of sleep apnea, but it's your cue to pay attention. If your partner observes pauses in breathing, you wake gasping, or morning headaches keep returning, talk to a professional about proper evaluation. Meanwhile, treat sleep as part of your liver care plan. Anchor wake up and bedtime, cool and darken the room, keep alcohol out of the last 3 to 4 hours, and give your digestion a head start by finishing dinner earlier. The 7th and final silent sign is normal labs, but ultrasound shows fat. This one surprises people. Your routine blood work looks normal, liver enzymes not flagged, sugars fine, and then an ultrasound quietly reports fat in the liver. How can both be true? Early fatty liver can hide inside normal lab ranges, especially if you caught it before inflammation ramps up. Blood tests are like smoke alarms, helpful, but they don't always ring during the early stages. Imaging can see what blood work misses, a liver that's storing more fat than it should. What to do with that information? First, don't panic. Treat it as a heads up, not a verdict. Ask your doctor what grade of fat was reported and whether they recommend follow-up testing. Meanwhile, connect the dots with the other clues you've noticed: post-meal crashes, a firmer waist, creeping triglycerides, sleep that doesn't refresh, and those borderline blood pressure days. One clue is a whisper. Several clues form a pattern you can act on. Here's the empowering part.
An ultrasound finding is also a baseline you can improve. The same simple shifts that lighten the liver's workload, fewer liquid sugars, a 12 to 14-hour overnight fast, protein and choline-forward meals, and earlier, simpler dinners often move the needle within weeks. Now here's your simple, real-life plan to lighten your liver's workload and test whether those signs begin to fade. No extremes, no complicated rules. Just 5 levers you can pull starting this week. Step 1. Remove liquid sugars for 7 days, no exceptions. Sodas, sweet teas, juice, fruit smoothies, and dessert-style coffee drinks all deliver sugar fast, and your liver has to deal with it first. For 1 week, swap every sweet drink for water, sparkling water, plain coffee, or unsweetened tea. You're not banning fruit, you're avoiding sugar in liquid form, which hits harder. Most people notice 2 things quickly. Post-meal crashes shrink, and their waistband feels less tight by day 3 or 4. If you need flavor, use lemon, mint, or a splash of soda water over ice. Keep it boring, keep it simple, and watch the signal. Step 2. Give your liver a nightly break. Aim for 12 to 14 hours between dinner and breakfast 5 days this week. Finish dinner a little earlier and push breakfast a little later. You don't have to starve, and you don't have to do it every single day. The point is to create a consistent off-duty window so your liver isn't constantly managing incoming fuel. If you normally snack late, replace the habit with a non-caloric ritual: herbal tea, a shower, light stretching, a book. If you're on medication or have a medical condition, check in with your doctor before changing meal timing. Otherwise, think of this as organ rest, not punishment. Step 3. Build protein-forward plates with choline. At each main meal, start with protein: eggs, fish, poultry, lean meat, Greek yogurt if you tolerate dairy, or well-planned beans, and add a natural source of choline. Egg yolks are the easiest. Choline helps your liver package and export fat, while protein steadies appetite and flattens the post-meal sugar wave. Round it out with non-starchy vegetables and add slow carbs as your energy needs allow. You don't need a gourmet plan: an omelet with extra yolk and sautéed greens, salmon with a big salad, chili with a side of eggs. The theme is satisfying, chewable food that digests at a human pace. Step 4. Use better fats when cooking. Home cooking doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be less chaotic. If the label says vegetable oil without naming the plant, or if it's the cheapest gallon jug on the shelf, use less of it, especially for high heat. Cook more often with olive oil, best added after cooking, modest amounts of butter, or avocado oil depending on the recipe. Keep fried foods occasional rather than nightly. This isn't about fear, it's about reducing
Unnecessary stress while you're asking your liver to unclog. Step 5. Move after meals and protect sleep. Take a 10 to 20-minute walk after lunch or dinner. It's one of the fastest ways to help muscles pull sugar out of your bloodstream without needing as much insulin. Do that 2 or 3 times this week and notice how your afternoon energy changes. Then protect sleep. No heavy meals within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime. Cut caffeine after mid-afternoon. Dim screens in the last hour, and keep your bedroom cool and dark. You're not chasing perfect sleep hygiene. You're aiming for fewer wake-ups and easier mornings, which lowers the background metabolic noise. Put together, these 5 steps turn down the fire hose. Fewer fast sugars in, longer nightly off time, steadier plates, calmer cooking fats, and daily rhythms that cooperate with your biology. None of this diagnoses or treats a disease, but if your crashes ease, your waist feels less pressurized, your home blood pressure settles, and your post-meal energy evens out within a couple of weeks, you've learned something powerful about your system. Here's your test week, a safe, practical way to see if lightening your liver's workload changes how you feel. Keep it simple, not perfect.
Each day has one focus habit, one meal idea, and one checkpoint. If you're on medication or have a medical condition, coordinate with your doctor. Every morning, drink a full glass of water and note how your clothes fit, your morning energy on a scale of 1 to 10, and sleep quality on a scale of 1 to 10. Optionally, measure blood pressure seated, 2 readings 1 minute apart. For all 7 days, follow these food guidelines. No liquid sugar, no soda, sweet teas, juice blends, dessert-style coffee drinks, or healthy smoothies that are mostly fruit. Build protein-forward plates with choline. Anchor meals on eggs, fish, poultry, lean meat, or well-planned beans. Include egg yolks when you can. Use minimally processed fats. Olive oil after cooking, modest butter, avocado oil as needed. Keep fried foods occasional. Finish dinner 2 to 3 hours before bed. Aim for a 12 to 14-hour nightly break between dinner and breakfast on 5 of the 7 days. Day 1. Focus on removing all sweet drinks. Stock up on water, sparkling water, and unsweetened coffee or tea. Try an omelet with whole eggs and sautéed greens with a side of tomatoes and olives. Check your afternoon energy versus your usual. Any post-meal crash? Day 2. Practice your first 12-hour night. Finish dinner by 8 p.m., breakfast at or after 8 a.m. Try salmon or beans with eggs and a big mixed salad with olive oil and lemon. Rate your sleep quality from 1 to 10. Is morning clarity better, same, or worse? Day 3. Add 1 extra yolk or another obvious choline source at a main meal. Try a chili bowl with beef, turkey, or lentils topped with a fried egg. Check your satiety. Did you snack less between meals? Day 4. Swap vegetable oil, mystery bottles, for olive oil added after cooking. Avoid deep frying. Try sheet pan chicken or tofu with root vegetables and broccoli, finished with olive oil. Notice bloat after dinner versus earlier in the week. Day 5. Take a 10 to 20-minute easy walk after lunch or dinner. Try a tuna or chickpea salad plate with boiled eggs and crunchy vegetables. Take blood pressure 60 to 90 minutes after the walk, compared to a non-walk day. Day 6. No heavy eating within 2 to 3 hours of bed. Caffeine ends after early afternoon. Dim screens in the last hour. Try an early simple dinner. Grilled fish or beans with zucchini and a small baked potato. Any change in snoring reported? Fewer wake-ups. Morning headache any better? Day 7. Keep dinner especially light and early. Extend the overnight window if you feel well. Try an egg and vegetable scramble in early evening with herbal tea if desired. Compare waist fit, post-meal energy, bloat, and home blood pressure to day 1. If the week helped, here's how to extend it. Keep no liquid sugar as a permanent.
The baseline is the baseline. It does the heaviest lifting. Hold the 12 to 14-hour overnight break on most days. Relax it for social events without guilt. Build meals around protein, choline, and colorful vegetables. Add slow carbs to taste and activity. Keep after-meal walks as a reset button on busy days. Treat sleep as liver care. Earlier, simpler dinners equal better nights. What to expect and what not to. Many people notice fewer afternoon crashes, less waistband pressure, calmer digestion, and more stable home blood pressure within 1 to 2 weeks. This is not a diagnosis or a cure, it's a structured nudge to see if your liver likes the new traffic pattern. If you take glucose, lipid, or blood pressure medications, keep your doctor in the loop as habits change and numbers respond. If there's one thing to remember, it's this: your body is responsive. The same way daily choices quietly loaded your liver, daily choices can quietly unload it. You don't need perfect willpower or a complicated diet. You need a few steady levers. Remember the pattern we mapped together: post-meal crashes, a firmer waist, creeping triglycerides, sleep that doesn't restore, blood pressure running a little too high too often, and sometimes an ultrasound that tells the truth before blood tests do. None of these alone is a verdict, but together they whisper the same message. Lighten the traffic and the system resets. Give yourself a week of kinder inputs and pay attention to the signals that matter to you: afternoon energy, waistband pressure, wake-up clarity, and how food feels after you eat it. When those start to shift, it's not luck. It's your body saying thank you. Trade guilt for data. If you slip up, don't wait until Monday. Start over at the next meal. You're not chasing perfection, you're learning what your body responds to. And if you take medication for glucose, blood pressure, or lipids, keep your doctor in the loop. When your liver's load gets lighter, numbers can improve faster than expected. If this video helped you connect the dots, consider it your green light to test the 7-day plan. Print it, screenshot it, or jot it in a notebook, whatever makes it real. Then share this with someone who keeps saying, "I do everything right and nothing changes." Sometimes it's not a willpower problem, it's a liver workload problem. And that's actually hopeful because workload can change. I'm proud of you for watching all the way through. That alone says you're ready to act with clarity instead of noise. If you want the next step, the very next video shows you how to dial in protein, enough to tame cravings and steady blood sugar without turning eating into a math problem. It pairs perfectly with this plan and helps you feel full, calm, and in control. If this served you, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the follow-up. Drop a comment with the one lever you'll pull first: no liquid sugar, the 12 to 14 hour nightly break, protein with choline, better fats, or that after-meal walk. Pick one, start today, and let your results guide the rest. Your liver is more resilient than you think. Give it a week of easier traffic, and you might be surprised how quickly everything starts working in harmony again.